whether my community is doing well or not, it doesn't matter. I can always go to the village and pay one or two persons school fees, give one or two widows bag of rice, and get back to town and live my life. Whether they are doing fine, whether they are also getting to the level I am, it doesn't matter at all. Okay, I greet everybody. I've picked a lot of things from today's life, and seriously, a part of me is very, very emotional now. And I know that God is still in control. Our Father is He still has things in control, and I don't know if anybody can hear me. All of a sudden, it's quiet. Okay.
It's because I muted the mic here, so maybe some normal human noise would have gone down. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you. I think you're asking.
Yes, I wanted to just add a few points that one of the strategies that was used to bring us at the point where we are is self-centeredness and fear of the afterlife. I feel that the moment this doctrine, or just as Minister you mentioned, the Christianese kind of doctrine, churchianity, some persons will call it churchianity. The moment it was introduced to us, it made us become less communal, if I'm using the right word, to becoming individualistic. So if my prosperity is just for me, whether my community is doing well or not, it doesn't matter. I can always go to the village and pay one or two persons school fees, give one or two widows bag of rice, and get back to town and live my life. Whether they are doing fine, whether they are also getting to the level I am, it doesn't matter at all. So that has been a very big problem. It's the reason why a revolution will be very, very hard in this country that they have called Nigeria, because we didn't name this place. They were the ones that came and gave us that name. We've always been who we are before they introduced this division and conquered us. So it's one of the things that we need to get, we need to deal with as believers and as people who have the mission to spread the message, the truth to our people. We have to stop seeing ourselves as, if possible, we have to stop seeing ourselves as Nigerians and start promoting our real identity as the children, the chosen people of God, chosen people of here. And it will really help us, because we've lost a sense of identity. We are now engulfed in our own personal ambitions, and it's not helping. Then the other thing is that after spending almost all your life trying to acquire money, acquire wealth and material things, then you get to a point where you know you're going to die. Then the focus now moves from the material things now to life, eternal life. You want to go to heaven or you want to go to hell. From the point where we are born to the point where we die, I don't think we ever worry about our community. We ever worry about are we doing well? Are we making progress? We complain about these things, but no serious effort is put in to see that these things to see that we are improving. So it's a very big problem. We spend our lives worrying about what to eat, what to wear, what kind of phone to buy, what kind of car to drive, how many double promotions that we'll get in our working places. Then at the peak of our life, we start worrying about if we die, we go to heaven or go to earth. Then the whole mission of dominating, subduing, replenishing the earth and all of that is just thrown in the trash. So it's a very big problem, and I felt that I should bring some light on that. The Minister, this is actually, I beg to digress a little. I was watching part 6 of your podcast with Madam the 91 podcast there. I came across a point where you said we are probably the descendants of those who were not. I think those that died. I don't know if you recall or something like that. I saw that comment, and to me it was very powerful because it was linking a lot of things in my head. One of those things is why we can't remember our origins, our identity. Why is it that we are always associated with nakedness? Like Africans are always associated with wearing leaves and rags and jumping from tree to tree, like people that just came out of nowhere. If you ask where did the Yorubas come from, so I think I heard something about chicken. You ask where the Igbos come from, I've heard so many things that they don't really make sense that much. It looks like we were at some point we were brainwashed or we were reset. Our memories were reset or something. So I really thank God for that message. I'm still watching it anyway. I'm currently at 30 minutes anyway. It's about 2 hours long. So thank you very much. I mean, may God continue to strengthen you and give you more wisdom and knowledge. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. So yes, it's true. So on the last point first, it appears that if we follow that scriptural prophecy, it mentions a second resurrection. And I think that is why you find second resurrection that happens just after the millennial reign is over, when Satan is released, some people will be resurrected into that season. Okay, maybe the morality of that is another pocket altogether. But long story short, that's why you see some people in West Africa, they were just naked. I don't think you leave a people for six just is a lot, 6 centuries or 5 centuries. That's 5,000 years, and they will not figure out to wear clothes. They will not figure out basic things, right? I don't think so. And that's why I think it's the same thing that was happening in Europe. Although they picked up faster, the Moors helped them a little bit from what we gathered from history. And that's where you see, they say they were pooing in on the streets, okay? And they couldn't figure out basic hygiene. That's in Europe, okay? I think it's because they also were raised from the dead, okay? And it's like there was a reset, and God said, okay, let's start this thing again, let's see. And people, it's only by DNA, by some written books somehow that they're able to remember some things. And maybe those who were translated from the previous eon of the millennium reign into the new one that could pass that knowledge across, mostly verbally and all of that. So indeed, I think that's what it is, if we're going by Bible interpretation, because there's no way the Moors, those who built Alexandria University, those who built even, there's no all of that, then that great African dynasty just crashed into where everybody's just taking water from the river, dirty water, and they're beginning to make baskets right from first principles. How did that crash that way? So that's one explanation of that. But usually I don't say it too frequently because it's at much higher level of discussions. It should take too many things to explain to people too. But someone who has followed to that point to be able to understand how and why we came to that conclusion. Yeah, thanks for that. So yeah, so that's it. Information is just about the way. So, and I think a time probably will come where I might tone down my message a little bit. I won't be this aggressive anymore. so that when that time comes, you will know why. And it depends on how God leads though, but I think it will be strategic to tone down the message at a point. Why? Because I would expect many of the people who have heard me firsthand, okay, in the first wave, second wave, third wave, okay, to now begin to spread that. And at that time, of which is most of it is on record and all that, okay, but at that time, it will be easier when 5,000 people are saying something than when one person is saying it. Just make the best on the necessary target, you see. So if we see in the next maybe 2 years, maybe 6 months or whatnot, I begin to talk very nice and gentle. Anyway, I'm not on nice now anyways, but then it's because it's just a strategy. Just keep quiet more, let people speak. They too, you can speak. So that you say, hey, come to the forefront, I beg, make you not to talk. So that way it's more difficult. And that's kind of what Jesus did. Now, Jesus didn't tone things down. He literally had to give his life, literally. And there was a reason for that. It was literally indeed a sacrifice. But he gave it to faithful men in that sense, and they took it ahead, you see. And that's how this thing should be. Otherwise, it should just be unnecessarily. That's why there's no need to struggle for a platform. Which platform are you struggling for? If real problem starts, you would want to run away. So